Dear students, I am going to discuss one of the important subtopic in module 2, which is training and development. After facing different type of hurdles under selection process, which were like screening, interview, and other more hurdles which were used under the process, and when the employees become placed in organization, then it is important from the side of organization then that some training and development program must be designed from the organization side, so that it will applicable to the different employees, new recruited employees who are either new employee or experienced employee. But it is very important that some training and development program must be structured for them, because they are very new with the organization, with the current organization, so that the major function in HRM in any organization is to train and develop their employees. It is not applicable for the new recruited employee, but it is applicable to the existing employee also, because due to the different change in technology and external environment, it is very required from the side of economy that organization should well trained with the new changed technology and with the new changed customer uh, uh, requirement from the market, so that the employee can capable to work effectively for the organization. So let's start training and development, and it is concerned as the major function in human resource management. There are other functions of human resource management, which is the recruitment as well as the retaining of the employees. But between the recruitment and retaining the employee in the organization, training and development function is arranged from the side of organization. What the training and development function gives? Actually, the training and development function gives employees the skills and knowledge to perform their job effectively. If we suppose to take example of fresher who has only completed their academic qualification only, but joined now in any organization, he or she will require so much training and skill development, so that they can fit themselves into the organizational environment as per the new requirement. And it will be possible only by the skill and knowledge gaining from the side of organization with the help of different training programs. And ultimately, after attaining such training programs, employee can do their job effectively. Even it is more important from the side of existing employee, whether they are working with the organization from past years, but what the main objective of training and development? It is used to employees to perform their job effectively. If some employees which are working in past years but have some lack of skill and knowledge, so that organization can identify that all requirement of the skill and knowledge, and HRM department can arrange such type of training and development, so that the existing employee can also attend that training program to improve their skills and knowledge, and ultimately it will be useful for them to perform their job effectively. And if employees will do their job effectively, it will directly affect the efficiency and productivity of the organization. So what the training and development function? Training and development function is considered as a major function in human resource management, where there is some skill and knowledge giving from the side of organization to the employees, and the objective of such type of training and development is to perform employees their job effectively. And what the objective behind this scene, the main objective behind the training and development is to ultimately increase the organization's efficiency and productivity. Because if employees got training, appropriate training as per the different requirement, matching with the external environment and the new technology, then the organization can itself do their businesses in less of time with the advanced technology, and can make step by step with the market also. Why it is so important? Because if we see the market has so many types of market structure. We are not supposed to be work with the monopoly market only, because if we are going to define monopoly market, then there are only several players which we can see the different functions from the organization, like Indian Railway. But even there is a monopoly, it is also important that the organization should give the appropriate training and knowledge. Because if we are understanding about Indian Railway, which is from monopoly market, but if Indian Railway is not giving appropriate training toward their employees, whether they are from technical or non-technical grade, but if Indian Railway is not supposed to give appropriate training, which is very applicable for operations of trains and as well as the operations of platforms, so that employees cannot give better performance in terms of Indian Railway services. But it is the example of a monopolist. But what about the general market structure? The general market structure is actually the perfect market structure, as well as the oligopoly market structure and monopolistic market structure. These are such market structure where there are not only one player. In perfect market structure, there are many players who are engaging itself in business, and they are supposed to get more market share in their product segment, and hence there is cutthroat competition between the organizations. And in this cutthroat competition, it is very necessary that who is adopting the new technology, who is adopting the advanced technology matching with the customer requirement, so that customer will satisfy by the product and service which has been delivered to themselves with quality and with minimum time taking. So these all are requirement the employees skill and knowledge development. Because if employees become not knowledgeable with the new technology, then how they can implement for the organizational functions? Organization can't be function with the help of their employees. Employees are the element, are the inputs to make some output for the organization. And if we are not going to train employees, then it is impossible to make a benefit from the side of working of the employees, and it cannot help to the input as other inputs which are applicable to deliver the output for the organization. So training and development is every time necessity element from the side of HRM function. Organizations provide different training and development programs. Actually, different training and development programs all time assure that employees can capable themselves to perform their job. It is uh, not below the acceptable level, but it is actually for the matchable level of acceptance in any organization. Like what we explained earlier about Indian Railway. If employees are hired in Indian Railway, then they are supposed to give some training and experience regarding the railway service. And why this type of training is required? Because the service of Indian Railway is not like the service of other organization of service industry or the product industry. And hence, if new people are recruited for Indian Railway, then to make their work efficiency acceptable level in Indian Railway, it is very necessary that some training and development program must include by the organization. And it will be applicable not only for the Indian Railway, but also other organizations who are performing under different market structure like perfect competition, oligopoly, or monopolistic competition. So, if there is cutthroat competition, even in terms of Indian Railway, there is no cutthroat competition. But only the employees can perform as for the acceptance level, their training and development program are arranged from the side of service provider. But if we are taking example of perfect competition market structure where there are many sellers, where there are many organizations who are engaging themselves in the production of any output, any service, any goods, then it is very important that their employees must be up to date with the current knowledge and up to date with the new technology as well as the new set of requirement of training and development program. Hence, organization provide themselves to training and development program to ultimately assure that their employee can capable themselves to perform their job at industry acceptable level. We can see a different type of training in terms of production line or in terms of managerial training. There are many types of training which are applicable at different designation levels. Which type of training is required for bottom level employees? We can categorize them between white collar or blue collar job. So there may different type of training program for all the people who are recruited ultimately after facing the different hurdles of selection process. Training and development program is not similar as induction. If some person is placed in organization as final placing after facing all the hurdles of selection process, then induction is actually to get familiar the new employee with the organization, and it is actually how the organization is selling itself among the new recruited employee. And with the help of induction, new employees actually get familiar with the members, with the working culture, and with the process of the organization where he or she has been recruited. But induction is not similar to the training and development program. Induction is always arranged at the time of start of any hiring of new job, but training and development program will run continuously from the start of any job to the retaining of employee in that organization. What's the new training and development program is required? It will at first identified from the side of human resource manager, and then it is planned under the appropriate timing so that the trainer and trainee as employees meet together at a certain time period, and trainer can give the new type of skills and knowledge to the employees. How we can define training? Training is a short-term process. Training can be for 1 week, 1 day, even 1 month. So training is not justified under long-term process, because if we are saying long-term process, then it is different. If you are the student of engineering and you are also getting some type of training from your 4-year degree program, but can we consider engineering degree with the training? No, we cannot consider engineering degree with the training, because if we are giving example of any engineering degree, then it is actually the long term process. Means during 4 hours, 4 years of study different type of engineering aspects, one can acquire the engineering degree. But in opposite, training is a short term process, and it is for 1 week, 1 day, or 1 month. And if we are supposed to give some training to engineering students, then it can arrange from the side of institutes. Means if new added training is necessary for the appropriate department of engineering student, then it will arrange from the side of institutions with the help of trainer. It will be for 1 day, for 1 week, or for 1 month, and for several months also. But it will be not applicable for the years, and hence training is considered under short term process. And this training is used for utilizing a systematic and organized procedure. All the training will include different type of participants as well as trainers. There will be some study material, there will be some location where the trainee and trainer will gather. Also there will be some tools which is applied for giving such type of training. So we can understand training as utilizing a systematic and organized procedure, because there is some predefined objective to give the training towards the employee, and it is mainly for personal acquired technical knowledge and skill for a definite purpose. Training will not always help the firm to increase its efficiency by trained employee, but employees itself can make benefited by the help of different type of training. If some training has been given to employees during the job period, then after getting some type of new training and skills, employees demand will increase. He can propose the organization to increase their salary as well, because if due to the new training and development he is now achieving new tasks in comparison to others, and the value of the employees is now more than the earlier, then employee can communicate with the organization to increase salary and other benefit. So training is not beneficial for the organization, but for employees as well, because ultimately employee will get trained, organization is not going to train. And if employee is going to be a trained person, then it is actually his personal achievement. So training can define properly as a short-term process utilizing a systematic and organized procedure by which personnel acquire technical knowledge and skills for a definite purpose. The definite purpose is here for the organization, how the trained personnel achieve the definite purpose of organization in terms of objectives and goals of the organization. Training is the most important function that directly contribute to the development of human resources. And if we are going to explain about training, then it will always applicable towards the development of human resource. Here human resource are employees who are working with the organization, and training is not applicable for organization itself, because organization is not going to work for customers. Ultimately human resource or employees are going to work for customers, in terms of production or other functional area. And hence, if training is provided towards that all person, then it will ultimately consider as the development of human resources as well as the benefit of the organization, because by the help of training and development, ultimately the organization's definite purpose fulfilled. One of the main mechanism of achieving this environment is institutional training. Suppose there is some environment for giving training, and there is one organizer, there is one classroom is provided, there are many participants, there is arrangement of several tools for the training, it may be software or hardware and other tools also, so that it is called as institutional training because it bears no cost. Organization will arrange such type of training, and this training may be costly in terms of the hiring of trainer to purchase different type of tools, and also you can consider that if 1 week different employees are going to any training, then you can understand that at this time they are not going to do the work of the organization. That it is one of the loss of the organization also you can consider, means that all our the employees are going to cover the training program, then that all our employees are not going to work with the organization as per their daily routine. So that it is one of the loss from the side of organization, but it will be benefit from the side of human resource. Yes, his time is utilized, but not for the organization, but it is utilized for getting new skill and knowledge from the training. So ultimately, if there is institutional training, then it bears some loss from the side of organization. At first, organization is arranged some trainer with predefined fees. Also, organization purchases some type of machinery and tools, and ultimately organization is involving their working employees in the training, and no cost is associated with the training toward the employees. Means employees have not to give penny of money. It is free of cost, and hence it is called as institutional training. Suppose employees are attending some type of paid training in his interest, then it is not called as institutional training, because if employees are going to train individually, then it is his personal training. Suppose one employee who is engineering graduate, after doing service for some years, and if he or she requires to improve some managerial skills, then he or she can get admission in any management college. And suppose if he or she has to pay some fees to the management college, then it is his personal training. Means to get trained in the management, engineering employee is now going to such type of personal training, and he or she has to pay some fees. But what's in institutional training? In institutional training, it is free of cost. Sometimes organization selects their employees for such type of long-term training as well, like for MBA program or for other PG level program, where it can improve the skill and development of the employees. But it is rare. It is in rare case. And if there is some finance from the organization, even it is not called as institutional training because it is arranged in another college. If existing employees have been facilitated with MBA or with other PG program fully paid by the organization, then even it is not called as institutional training because that all training are covered at another location, at college. Any organization is not going to arrange MBA program in their premises in their industry because there is some difference between industry and institution. If there is some educational institution, then educational institution is service provider, and if there is industry, then it is going to give such type of products or services which are apart from the education. So if there is institutional training, then one can understand that it is organizations arrange training which is free of cost. Why it is important to get trained the employees? There are some regions where it is requires from the side of organization to give the training, like employment of inexperienced and new labor. Suppose some people have been hired who are not experienced and have to work first time in any professional environment, then training is very necessary to make them effective so that they can perform on any job where they have been recruited. So for inexperienced and new labor, training is always important. Other reason may increasing use of fast changing techniques. We are now going to different type of change techniques. If we are going to achieve the telecommunications, then 5G is in queue. If we are in a different type of other technologies in different services or different products, then we are facing different type of fast changing techniques. And if employees are not going to get trained with the change technology, then it is a very possibility that organization will not achieve the target and capture the market share of the appropriate product segment. So if organization is going to fast in changing technique, then it is ultimately increase the production and other operation from the side of organization. All the employees need refresher training program because all the employees are actually asset of the organization, and organization itself also want to retain them, because if we have understanding about human resource planning, then one of the important element of human resource planning is retaining of employees. And if there is the objective of organization to retain their old employees, then organization has to complete their work with help of that all employees, and it will be possible only when employees were get trained with the new technology. And hence for all employees, refresher training program is required time by time, because it is not a type of new employee training, but it is one of the refresher training program which can be arranged from the side of human resource manager time to time, yearly basis or half yearly basis, what the requirement of the organization in terms of different new skills and knowledge. Organization can arrange training for their all employees as well. Sometimes employee moves from one job to another, and this may possible due to the transfer, the promotion and demotion of that employee. Because of transfer, or promotion or demotion, their job profile may change. And if their job profile changes, it is very important that the current organization where the employees are designated at present, new type of training is required. Due to transfer, which type of new process is acquired in a new setup of business, all type of training is required to the transferred employee. Because if we understand that one person can only transfer in their familiar organization, it is rare possibility. Sometimes if one person is working with some other production line, he or she can transfer to some very different production line. Means if one employee is posted in different type of marketing activities of uh, like heavy machinery, and now he is supposed to get transfer in the terms of production of FMCG product. So there are lots of difference between this type of two production, whether it is relates to marketing function or the production function. All time person needed some time of some type of training. It is also applicable for promotion or demotion, because due to promotion and demotion, ultimately job profile changes to that person. And if job profile changes, ultimately it is required new trainings for the current job profile of the designated employee. Suppose some person is now in engineering level and promoted towards manager level, then some managerial training program may provide from the side of organization, like decision making, like training program on goal setting, like training program on controlling, all the different functions which are popular in management, the employee can get trained. And it can also applicable for demotion, because many times employees are demoted from their existing position, and hence if he or she is demoted in less profile job, then again if he has to do with the demoted post, then organization is responsible to give the training for that demotion post also. There are several benefits of training if the training is well planned and well executed. Because if organization is going to arrange some type of training towards their employees, and if organization planned very well and ultimately well executed with no shortcomings, then it will ultimately make benefits from the side of training. So these slides includes different type of benefits of training, like reduction in wastage. Because if new technology is very fast and it is ultimately useful to save the raw material as well as time, then ultimately if employees are getting to know that new technology, it will ultimately reduce the wastage. Improvement in methods of work. What the situation when engineer has no proper knowledge about management, and he is designated at the position of manager right now, but after managerial training, ultimately the engineer can get improvement in his work by different type of methods. Reduction in learning time, because a training program is appropriate for learning, so it will reduce the learning time. Supervisory burden, reduction in supervisory burden, one of the another benefit. reduction in machine breakage and maintenance costs due to different of training, supervisor or operator can minimize these. Reduction in accident, it is also applicable in shop floor where operator can minimize accident by the given training. Improvement in quality products, and ultimately there may improvement in production rate. So these are the list of benefit of training as the organization achieves by the arrangement of some well planned and well executed training program.